In the echoing silence of a sun-drenched field, where nature's elegance often sways the land, lies a harrowing sight that disrupts the idyllic scenery. A horse, once regal and robust, is now a canvas marred by the grotesque aftermath of nature's own design. A horrific beehive wound festers ominously on its side, reminding us that beauty can so easily transform into terror. The wound, a ghastly gaping cavity, pulsates under the light, harboring a chilling story of invasion, survival, and the dark side of nature where beauty and horror intertwine. As the camera approaches, the air thickens with a heavy blend of curiosity and disgust. Why would a creature so gentle be subjected to such brutality? The once majestic steed is rendered a victim of the lethal dance between man and nature. While bees are often lauded as the diligent pollinators of our planet, their darker side remains shrouded in the depths of ignorance. The wound reveals more than just physical injury. It tells a story of infestation. The angry buzzing of bees, not the soothing hum you'd imagine on a summer day, fills the air, a cacophony of tiny wings beating violently against flesh. Here, in the very core of this affliction, lies a terrifying truth. The horse's body has become a beehive itself, the bees seeking refuge and nourishment within the equine flesh, turning it into their breeding ground. A closer look at the hive reveals a colony not merely established, but sprawling, grotesque, and ever-expanding. The once cherubic larvae wriggle beneath the skin, enjoying a banquet of nutrients unthinkable to any responsible caretaker. This dreadful symbiosis raises a slew of questions. What leads these industrious creatures to such desperate acts? Perhaps it is the truth of survival, the instinct to reproduce at any cost. Or maybe it's mankind's increasing encroachment into the modest domains of nature, pushing these creatures into a corner. The horse, while a symbol of grace, becomes a tragic reminder of how quickly life can escalate into an ecosystem of horror. And here lies the heart of the matter. In the shadowy heart of the African savanna, a breathtaking and tragic spectacle unfolds. A rare white lion, his majestic fur shimmering in the dappled light of the setting sun, is revealed to be the unlikely host of a horrific infestation. The scene is both mesmerizing and grotesque. This regal creature, often associated with nobility and power, bears a grotesque wound, the result of a horrific beehive infestation. What truth lies behind this shocking and repulsive sight? As the camera zooms in, we see the ghastly details, a patch of skin marred by the furious stings of thousands of agitated bees, each one driven by an insatiable protective instinct. These bees, tiny yet indomitable forces of nature, establish their colonies in the most unexpected of locations, and the white lion, with his striking white coat and imposing stature, has become an unintentional host to their relentless enterprise. From a distance, one might think of the lion as the king of the jungle, his fierce demeanor and powerful presence commanding respect. But here, we witness nature's more sorrowful side. Instead of ruling confidently, our noble lion is trapped within the chaos of a hive bursting with activity. Each flitting bee, busy with its appointments, adds layers to the horror. Their incessant buzzing fills the air, a sinister soundtrack to a tragedy unfolding in plain sight. Bees are typically harmless and industrious, collaborating to sustain their colony, but when they perceive a threat, like a colossal lion encroaching on their territory, they spring into action with ferocity. The white lion's wound is a testament not only to their aggression, but also to the fine line that exists within the spectrum of life and death in nature. The wound itself, the gaping raw cavity, is not just an injury but a battlefield. Infected and oozing, it tells a more sordid tale of survival and devastation. If one were to examine it closely, it becomes evident that the bees have created a gruesome environment where each sting is laden with venom, possibility of disease, and the perilous threat of infection. In their turmoil to defend their territory, the buzzing army has transformed the majestic lion into a grotesque canvas, one that speaks of both triumph and tragedy in the animal kingdom. The very survival instincts that would normally empower a lion now bind him in torment. Science tells us that, in the vast, desolate stretches of the desert, one might stumble upon a sight that shakes the very foundations of nature's beauty, a camel with a grotesque honeycomb wound festering upon its side. As the harsh sun beats down, casting shadows over dry grasses, this wounded creature stands as a chilling testament to survival amid suffering. What you see is more than just a wound. It is an entry point for malevolent life forms, a nightmarish showcase of parasitic infestation that demands your attention. The honeycomb appearance, with its jagged edges and oozing, putrid discharge, speaks to a world of horrors hidden beneath the surface. Each cavity harbors a swarm of parasites, living in grotesque luxury at the expense of their unfortunate host. Parasite in the vast, mysterious depths of the ocean, where sunlight struggles to penetrate the surface, lies a creature of immense grace and size, the whale. Yet, beneath this majestic exterior, a grotesque reality unfolds. Imagine a whale gliding through the water, its massive body slicing through the waves with an elegance that belies its weight. But upon closer inspection, something sinister lurks beneath the surface. A horrific wound, festering and raw, marred by an infestation of barnacles clinging to its flesh like grotesque ornaments of decay. This is not just a wound. It is a testament to the relentless struggle for survival in the unforgiving oceanic realm. Barnacles, those seemingly innocuous crustaceans, are the unwelcome guests of the marine world. They attach themselves to the skin of the whale, their hard shells forming a battleground of sorts. With each passing day, these parasites multiply, creating an unsightly mass that can grow to the size of a basketball or larger. The whale, once a symbol of beauty and strength, now bears the scars of this unholy alliance. The barnacles drill into the whale's skin, feeding off its nutrients, draining its vitality, and leaving behind a trail of infection and pain. The wound festers, attracting opportunistic bacteria and pathogens, turning the whale's once pristine body into a canvas of suffering. As we delve deeper into this dark narrative, we must confront the unsettling reality of barnacle infestation. These creatures are not mere pests. They are survivors, thriving in their parasitic existence. Barnacles have evolved a remarkable ability to latch onto any surface, using a powerful adhesive that can withstand the force of ocean currents. They are relentless in their pursuit of a host, and the whale, with its vast expanse of skin, becomes the perfect target. Each barnacle is a tiny fortress, a testament to nature's brutal efficiency. They can live for decades, continuously growing and reproducing, creating a cycle of infestation that can lead to severe consequences for their host. The wound on the whale is not just a physical ailment. It is a reflection of the intricate relationship between species and their environment. The barnacles, while harmful, are also a product of the ecosystem. They thrive in polluted waters where nutrient levels are high, often a direct result of human activity. As we pollute our oceans, we inadvertently create the perfect breeding ground for these parasites, leading to a surge in barnacle populations. This dark twist of fate reveals a disturbing truth. The very actions of humanity can dictate the health of marine life. The whale, a victim of in the stark, icy landscapes of the Arctic, where the biting gale howls like a tormented spirit, life and death engage in an eternal dance. Amidst the pristine whiteness and glistening glaciers, there lies a figure that commands both awe and sorrow, the polar bear. This magnificent creature, often portrayed as a majestic emblem of the Arctic wilderness, carries within its immense body the harrowing burden of a horrific wound, one that tells a story darker than the depths of the frozen sea. As the camera zooms in, the grotesque reality becomes evident. Parasites, those ghastly barnacles, cling to its lonely side. This grotesque infestation, an insidious takeover, transforms the bear's once pristine fur into a ghastly canvas decorated with the oozing remnants of its struggle. The barnacles, small crustaceans, latch onto the skin, embedding themselves deeply in the flesh, creating a nightmarish landscape of infection and despair. One can only gaze in horror as the bear moves, each step a testament to its suffering, each breath a painful reminder of its plight. But how does this tragic tableau come to be? Barnacles, seemingly innocuous little creatures, are relentless architects of suffering. They thrive in the icy waters of the Arctic, where they attach themselves to large marine animals, often leading to dire consequences. When conditions are favorable, typically when the waters are rich in nutrients, driven by currents that carry food near the shore, these tiny monsters emerge en masse. They seek out the warm, fleshy skin of unsuspecting hosts, where the conditions are just right for them to flourish. As they attach their calcareous shells to the bear, they not only feast upon its flesh, but also introduce a world of infection and inflammation. The barnacles multiply rapidly, in the unforgiving realms of the Arctic, where ice and snow dominate the landscape. A chilling sight looms, a polar bear, majestic yet hauntingly grotesque. Its powerful frame, usually a beacon of strength, is marred by a wound so severe that it evokes equal parts horror and fascination. Compressed into the gaping maw of the creature's flesh lies a prodigious mound of bees, their relentless buzzing like a sinister symphony playing in the unforgiving solitude. Each bee, a minuscule killer in its own right, had burrowed deep into the bear's rawhide, seeking refuge or perhaps vengeance in an unexpected partnership of predator and prey gone awry. The scene unfolds, drawing you in with a morbid curiosity as we delve into the gruesome reality of this catastrophic encounter. How did this unholy alliance come to be? Polar bears, the apex predators of their icy domain, are not commonly associated with bees, let alone as victims of their relentless invasiveness. It may startle viewers to imagine how these delicate creatures could inflict such horror upon the behemoth of the north. However, the harsh realities of climate change and habitat encroachment have forced both polar bears and bees to alter their traditional behaviors. As glaciers recede and permafrost melts, new ecosystems emerge, inviting wildlife of all kinds to adapt or perish. Swarms of bees that normally flourish in temperate zones have begun to infiltrate these frigid terrains in search of nectar sources, inadvertently crossing paths with unwitting denizens of the Arctic. The stark contrast between the elegant beauty of bees and the raw power of polar bears encapsulates